Now, section 54 is exemption for residential house. See, whenever you sell residential house, capital gains is computed on sale of residential house. But that capital gain will be exempt if you purchase another residential house. Means after selling one residential house, if you purchase another residential house, the capital gain which arose on the old house will become exempt. And you know why this exemption government has started? To support people in the change of house. You know, changing the house is a necessity. Every person, whether me, you or anyone in this world, every person someday or the other he will have to change the house. Why it is a necessity? Because sometimes our existing house we feel it's smaller and we want to shift to a bigger house, or sometimes we feel now our standard of living has improved, so I want to shift to a better house. So changing the house is a necessity for a normal human being. So what law says, don't worry, whenever you feel like changing the house, you change without any tension of tax. Our tax will not act as a hurdle. Otherwise, see, when you are changing the house, in that if tax comes, it will be a problem for you. Already changing the house is a big tension. Selling the old house, buying a new house. So already there are a lot of tension of arranging funds, blah blah blah. In that, if government says we want our tax also, so it will create a trouble. So that's why law says, don't worry, we will support you in the change of your house. Whoever in the India, whoever in our country wants to change the house, you freely change the house. Our tax will not act as a hurdle. Yeah, actually in 54, what are we doing? I am changing the house. I am selling my old house. I am buying a new house. So you change, taxation will not be a hurdle. That's why government has exempted the capital gain which arises from my old house. The gain will arise from the old house. New house I am buying. Gain will come from the house which is sold, which is the old. So that will be exempt. With the help of this example, now let's assume, everyone imagine your existing house. Imagine you have sold your existing house. So when you sell your existing house, you will compute capital gains. And let's assume your capital gains is 20 lakhs. And it is a long-term capital gain. Now, this capital gain, if you want to be exempt, you have to purchase a new house. And let's assume I have purchased a new house. But just by purchasing the new house, you don't get exempt. Cost of the new house is also relevant. Because see, my capital gains is 20 lakhs. If I want 20 lakhs exemption, I have to purchase the new house for at least 20 lakhs. But see, I have bought a cheaper house. Look at the cost. I bought the new house only for 15 lakhs. So since the cost is only 15, I will get exemption of only 15 lakhs. Is out of my 20 lakhs capital gains. Look at 20 lakhs. Out of 20 lakhs, only 15 lakhs will be exempt. See, this is just an example. Generally, when you buy the new house will be very costly. I am just trying to say that don't think that you will become fully exempt. It depends upon how much you invest in the new house. So by chance, if you invest only 15 lakhs in the new house, so your 20 lakhs will not become fully exempt. Out of 20, only 15 lakhs will be exempt. Okay. But imagine if the cost of the new house is 5 crores, then my 20 lakhs will become completely exempt. Because I have invested full 20 lakhs in the new house. Forget 20, I have invested 5 crores. So my 20 lakhs capital gains is fully utilized. In short, if your gains are fully utilized, fully exempt. If it is utilized less, exemption will be less. In short, there is a formula, whichever is lower. Between what and what, whichever is lower? Capital gain amount, cost of the new house, whichever is lower. So see, this formula I have written, read. CG means capital gain. What is CNA? Cost of new asset. See, although the asset is house, but I am not using the word house. Because in this section, the new asset is house. But there are how many 54s? 8. Every section you are going to buy a new property. But new property is not necessarily a house. So that's why I'm using a common term asset. See, I'm justifying that why did I write cost of new asset, so that this short form of CNA becomes suitable in all section. Because see, out in all 854 section there is one common feature. You sell something, you buy something. Only thing is that thing will change. In 54, what is that thing? House. And in some other section, some other asset will be there. So that's why instead of writing here cost of new house, what I have written? Cost of new asset. Okay. And I will frequently use the word CNA. So in my communication, so whenever I say CNA, don't keep wondering what is sir saying. What is CNA? Fix it right now only. What is CNA? Cost of new asset. Because in my past teaching I have noticed in this all 54 section, CNA has got lot of relevance. So in my communication also again and again I say CNA, CNA, CNA. So you understand that. Huh? So what is CNA? Cost of the new asset. So here what is the cost of the new asset? 15 lakhs. And then see, compare whichever is lower. What is lower? 15 lakhs. So balance 5 lakhs will be taxable. Okay. So see, first I have developed the formula. There are so many things to be discussed in this section. So first you settle one thing, that after selling your existing house, when you buy the new house, how much exemption you get? Amount of capital gain and the cost of new asset, whichever is lower, that is the amount of exemption. Okay. Now, see, one thing is sure, that you have to purchase a new house. But when to buy the new house? So see what law says, latest up to the due date of the filing return. This is the deadline. See, in my example, notice what is 7th of June 24. I am assuming on 7th of June 24 I sold my old house. So when I sell my old house, capital gain will arise, and that capital gain I will show it in the filing of return. So whenever the due date of filing return comes, before that I have to acquire the new house. You know why before that? Because while filing the return you are going to claim the exemption. And what is the base for exemption? New house. So new house has to come, because new house is the base of giving the exemption. So if you want to file the return and in the returns you want to claim the exemption, make sure before the due date your house has come. In short, remember like this, new house should be purchased up to the due date of filing the return. But here some people might say, sir, purchasing the house up to the due date of filing return, it will be too hasty. And I don't want to buy my new house in haste. Because see, people needs good time to choose the house. See, you also know purchasing a house is a big task. You have to make a proper choice, because see, once you choose a house you cannot change the option. Na? Houses are not purchased frequently. So many people think that purchasing the new house up to the due date of filing return, it will be too much in haste. And I don't want to buy my new dream house in haste. I want to make a proper choice. So for such people, what they say, that if you are not able to purchase a new house up to the due date, you can do one thing. For the time being, this capital gain of 20 lakhs, you deposit in a special bank account. For the time being, you deposit what? Your capital gain in a special bank account, which is called capital gain account scheme. What is the name of the account? Capital gain account scheme. In that you deposit. So even if you deposit, we'll feel as if you have purchased the house. Because we understand we cannot pressurize you. Buy the house fast, fast, fast. No one can purchase the house in haste. Because haste is waste. So that's why law says, if you feel buying the house in so much of haste, you don't want that, so it's okay. We will not pressurize you, but at least deposit your capital gain amount temporarily in capital gains account scheme. Okay. See, this is for those people who are not able to purchase up to the due date. Best option is what? Purchase the house before the due date of filing the return. The due date I have just written casually 31st July. Huh? It depends upon the assessee. Some assessees are subject to audit. The due date will become 31st October. So don't take this very seriously. I have just casually written 31st of July. So whatever is the due date, up to the due date, you have to purchase a new house. And if you are not able to purchase, then deposit the amount temporarily in a capital gains account scheme. There are two types of assessee. Look, wait. There are two types of assessee. Look, some people purchase the house up to the due date of filing return, and some people who are not able to purchase up to the due date, what they do? They deposit in capital gains account scheme. Now tell me, if you don't purchase a house and if you deposit, what will be the change in the formula? See, in the formula what I have written, CG and CNA. CNA is what? Cost of new asset, and cost you will know when you bought. But if you have not purchased only, if you have deposited, so how will you know the cost? Then instead of CNA, you will write deposit amount. See, I have written here, look. See the updated formula. Capital gain or cost of new asset / deposit, as the case may be. In short, those who purchase a house, the formula will be CG and CNA. And those who deposit, the formula will be CG and deposit, whichever is lower. And how much you have to deposit, you know, it's your choice. If you want full 20 lakhs exempt, deposit full 20 lakhs. But if someone says, no, I will deposit only 15 lakhs, then exemption will be 15 lakhs. So let's assume in my example, he deposited only 15 lakhs. So exemption will be only 15 lakhs. Balance will become taxable. Now, next point, look. If you have purchased the house before the due date of filing return, the matter is over. But if you have deposited, the matter is not over, because depositing is a temporary arrangement. Ultimately, you have to purchase the house. So now when will you purchase the house? So for that, look, law has given you ample time to purchase the house. Those who have deposited, they are getting exemption for the time being. But depositing is a temporary arrangement. Ultimately, you have to buy the house. When to buy the house? Within 2 years from the original transfer date. Be careful. Huh? You know what students do? They take deposit date as the base. From depositing date, they think within 2 years you have to buy. See, 2 years time is given. Government has given you ample time. But how will you measure 2 years? From the date of transfer of your old house. So when you sold your old house, in my example, when did I sell my old house? 7th June. From that day, within 2 years, you have to purchase the new house. That means you have ample time. And if you go for self-construction, then you have 3 years time. What do you mean by self-construction? See, some people, what they do, they don't purchase ready-made house. They first purchase a plot, appoint a contractor, construct a house of their own choice. That is called self-construction. See, why I am hammering on self-construction, you know, builders also construct the building. But when builders construct, you buy a flat, that's a ready purchase. When it is called construction, when it is a self-construction. So when you go for self-construction, means by purchasing a plot, you construct a house of your own choice, then only you have got time of 3 years, which is ample time. If you really want to buy the house, this much time is sufficient. Now tell me, what is the deadline for purchase and construction in my example? Give me the exact date, deadline. See, 7th June 24 is the start. So end will be 1 day prior. Always ending date is 1 day before. So if period starts on 7th June, ending date will be 6th June. And if I want 2 years, instead of 24, it will become 26. So see what I have written. By 6th June 26, you have to purchase the new house. See, this rule is for people who have deposited. Don't forget, there are two types of assessees. One has already purchased before the due date. Their matter is over. I am talking about other type of assessee who have deposited. For them, when to buy the house? If they go for a ready house, within 2 years. And if they go for self-construction, then 3 years. And 3 years will expire little later. 6th June 27 it will be, okay. You know, those who are deposited, at present they are getting the exemption. But in future, what are the different possibilities, you know? The person who have deposited, either he will behave like a good boy. Good boy means, as promised by him, he will purchase the house within the stipulated time. Or some people misuse. Misuse means they withdraw the amount from the bank, and instead of buying the house, they buy something else. Misuse. And some people, what they do? They deposit the money in the bank, and after depositing they claim the exemption, but they never buy the house. In short, there are 3 possibilities. If deposit is properly used, misused, not used. So first assume, because see, slowly a chart will be developed here, 3 possibilities will come. And this chart becomes very important. See this thing. Can you see this man? This case is over. Here there are further 3 possibilities. So tell me one by one 3 possibilities. If the deposited amount is properly used, then what you will say? Very good. You know, many students, what they say? Exemption will be allowed. What exemption will be allowed? Exemption is already given. The moment you deposit, you got the exemption. Now I am going to future. In future, if you stick to your words, if you purchase the house within the stipulated time, government will say very good. That's it. Exemption is already enjoyed. Now you will simply get very good. But that is when you properly use. And if you don't use only, means you know what you've done? You have deposited the money in the bank. You're nicely earning the interest, enjoying the interest income. But you're not buying the house only. By the way, on this deposit you get interest also. Huh? But that interest income is income from other sources. Don't start thinking about that now. That is income from other source. What I'm just trying to say is, he deposited but he is not using the house, or he is not using the money only for purchase of house. So what will happen? Exemption will be withdrawn. But when? It will not be withdrawn on expiry of 2 years. You know, when 2 years expire, in my example 6th June 26, in this year government will not react. Because government will think, even if by 6th June 26 the house has not come, so government will think maybe he is going for construction. Who knows what's there in someone's mind? So government will not withdraw the exemption on the expiry of 2 years. Government will wait for full 3 years. Till the expiry of 3 years, government will wait. And if 6th June 27 has come, he has not yet used the deposit money, then exemption will be withdrawn. Government will slap him. Slapping means exemption will be withdrawn. Exemption withdrawn means 15 lakhs which was exempted as Latak G, it will become taxable as Latak G in 27-28 previous year. Why 27-28? 3 years will expire in 27-28. Exemption withdrawn means what? 15 lakhs which was exempted as Latak G, it will become taxable as Latak G. But this is when, if he doesn't use only. But some people, what they do, they withdraw the deposited amount and they misuse it. Instead of purchasing house, he bought jewelry for his wife. So this is misuse. The deposit was done for purchase of house. But if you buy something else, it is misuse. Then what will happen? Same exemption withdrawn. And now exemption will be withdrawn immediately. Immediately means the year in which you misuse, in that year only exemption withdrawn. See, if you don't use only, so the government will wait and watch, wait and watch, wait and watch. Exemption will be withdrawn on expiry of 3rd year. But if you misuse, so you have shown your true colors immediately. So the year in which you misuse, in that year only exemption withdrawn. Okay. So see, here I have written something. Look, people who deposit can be of 3 types. To answer one by one, if they proper use, government will say very good. If the deposit is not used, then exemption withdrawn. But in not used, when exemption will be withdrawn? Last, on expiry of 3 years. And if misused, then also exemption is withdrawn. Okay. But see, all this will happen in future. Generally in exam, the question is not taken to future. My experience has seen what they will create a question where how computation will be done in present, that will be tested. It is just while discussing, we have to discuss what will happen in future if assessee doesn't use the deposit amount properly as required. So all that I have to discuss. But generally they don't take the question to the future. They will ask a question where how you will do the computation in present, that will be tested. And for this formula is most important for a student. What was the formula? Capital gain or CNA/deposit, as the case may be, whichever is lower. This becomes very important from some solving point of view. And all this thing which I am discussing, that what will happen in future, all this thing is generally not tested. But you never know, they can ask in the question, what would be your answer if the deposit is not used only in future? Then just write a note that whenever the 3 years expire, exemption will be withdrawn. And sometimes they ask, what will be your answer if the deposited amount is withdrawn and misused? So just write a note, if the deposit amount is misused, exemption will be withdrawn. When? In the year of misutilization only. Then, one more point is there. Even this is allowed by government. Look, new house you can purchase in advance also. See, in the timeline, what happened on 7th of June? You sold the old house. So before selling the old house, in advance only, you can purchase a new house. That is allowed. You know why government allows that? Because transactions of houses are very difficult. Sometimes what happens, you want to sell your old house, but it's not getting sold. And in the meantime, you have selected one new house also. And the new house which you have selected, builder is offering you a good rate. And the house is so attractive that you don't want to lose that house. So sometimes what happens, your old house you are not able to sell, you are trying, struggling to sell. But before that only you found one good new house. And see, when you find some new house and you get attracted to the new house, you don't want to lose the opportunity, right? See, houses is a matter of opportunity. Sometimes in a new building, you might like one house, you get attracted and you are scared that it should not happen that house gets sold. So sometimes what you do, before even selling your existing house, you might buy the new house in advance because you liked a new house and that opportunity you don't want to lose. That's why government understands all this. Keeping that in mind, government says it's okay. Even before selling your existing house, in advance also if you buy the new house, it will be allowed. But it should be just within 1 year. But in advance purchase is allowed, construction is not allowed. Because see, when you construct, everything is in your hands. See, right now what did I say? Sometimes in a new building, you like some flat and you don't want to lose that opportunity. So see, this point that you don't want to lose the opportunity, that suits in a ready purchases. But when you're decided to construct on your own, it is completely in your hands. You don't have to be afraid that you will lose the opportunity. See, what convincing I was doing, that sometimes you feel that some new house you liked and you don't want to lose the house. But that thing suits when you go for ready-made house. That's why those who purchase ready houses, for them advance is allowed. But those who are going for construction, for them the law is strict. That construction should happen only afterwards. See here, afterwards. And afterwards you have got ample time of 3 years. In short, I want you to notice that it is only for people who are going for ready purchase. For them only advance is allowed. Okay. The best way to remember is what? This drawing you can break into 2 parts. What is the breaking point due date of filing return? Huh? So tell me, if you purchase before the due date, it's called direct purchase, no need to deposit. I will call it as direct purchase. No need to deposit in capital gain account scheme. But now look at the drawing. If you purchase or if you construct afterwards, then there is a condition of depositing in capital gains account scheme. In short, there are two types of assessee: those who directly purchase, those who deposit in purchase. So tell me the rule for both. Those who directly purchase, they have to do it before the due date of filing the return, on or before the due date of filing the return. For those who deposit and then purchase, for them the time is ample. First deposit, latest up to the due date of filing return, and then later on buy. And if you buy a ready house, you have got 2 years time. If you self-construct, then 3 years. Okay. See, her doubt relates to the number of new houses to be purchased. So see, matter of number of houses to be purchased, I will discuss at length. But this will be the wrong time. When I explain 54F, look. When I explain 54F, I will have a detailed discussion about how many houses you can purchase regarding the number. Okay. So her doubt has some element of number of houses, one house, second house. So all that it is wrong to discuss at this time. Because see, if I discuss something at a wrong time, it will become a mess. So anyways, I have planned to discuss all this thing at the time of 54F. Okay. But currently in your case, yes, answer is yes. So 54, yes, what we are discussing, yes. So this is all you have to remember in 54. Now see, what was the last thing I said? Yeah. So 1 year advance also you can purchase. Yes, I was talking about this thing. So there are two types of people. Those who directly purchase, they have to do it before the due date. And those who deposit in purchase, so first deposit up to the due date and buy later on. Later on you have got ample time. Okay. Now, one more point is remaining in this, but before that, let me show you this table now. See, you know what I have done? For this 854 sections, I have made a table. And with that table, you know, it will become very simple for you to remember. See, right now I am going section wise, but soon our 8 section will get over. So, you know, the challenge will be to memorize. And that memorize will become smooth if it is with table. And you know why it is possible to make a table here? Because look, in all the 54 sections, there are common pointers to be remembered. There are common pointers. And you know how? What are the common points? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 points you have to remember in each section. Sections are also 8. Points are also 8. So table is 8 by 8. Table is 8 by 8. So here 8 sections will come. Count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 sections. And under each section, how many points you have to remember? 8. So see, right now I did with section 54. So see, as soon as I do one section, I will open the table. So first is section 54 I did. Now here, what you will transfer and what you will purchase. See here, asset to be transferred is residential house. Asset to be purchased is residential house. But see here, law has said, except SOBB. What is SOBB? Self-occupied property used for your business. SOB is self-occupied property. In bracket B means used for your business. So exemption is not for SOBB. It should be a residential house. That means, see, today if I have a shop, I sell my shop, I purchase a new shop. Exemption is not allowed for shops. The shop is just an example, whether it is shop, factory, godown, my coaching class. So when you change your business places, exemption is not allowed. It is only for the change of residence. Because see, changing the shop, changing your office, changing your coaching class is a need of businessman. And government is not trying to help a class. Government is trying to help the mass. The businessman is a class of people. The businessman also feels the need. Sometimes he feels like changing his shop. Sometimes he feels like changing his office. So that is the need of a businessman. And businessman is one class of people. And section is not for a class of people, it is for the mass. Mass means the general public. What is the need of general public? Change of residence. That's why exemption is for change of residence, not change of business places. So your law has categorically said it should be a residential house only. It should not be a self-occupied property used for your business purpose. Means it should not be office, shop, godown, warehouse, coaching class, etc. It should be a residence. And then what is the time limit? You understand this code language? 1 before, 2 after, 3 after. 1 before, 2 after is for purchase. 3 after is for construction. Scheme of deposit. Same means what? In all sections it will be same. What is the scheme of deposit? If you are not able to purchase up to the due date of the filing the return, then you can deposit in capital gains account scheme. And later on, there are 3 possibilities. If you proper use, very good. Don't use exemption withdrawal. Misuse exemption withdrawal. This thing which I said, it will be same in all sections of 54s. Then amount of exemption is also same everywhere. Right now I am doing 54, but this way how many sections are there? 8 sections are there. And in all sections, amount of exemption will be same. What is the amount? TG or CNA/deposit, whichever is less. The same formula will be applicable in all sections. And then there is something called lock-in period, which I will explain. Before that, eligible assessee individual HUF. This exemption is not for companies, because changing the residence is the need of people like us. It's only for individuals and HUF, not for companies, partnership firm, etc. Now look, can you see these 2 points are remaining? What is this L? Long term. This exemption is only for long term gain. That means, see, I am selling my existing house and it created short term gain. Taxable. No exemption even if you buy the house. Means the old house which you have sold, it should be long term. Then only exemption. You know why? This section is for supporting people in the change of house. Didn't I say that? This section is for supporting people in change of house. And change of house is justified when your old house is very old. Tell me, when do you also feel the need of change? You are also staying in one house. When you feel the need of change, when you are staying in your current house for a long time, then you feel, I'm fed up of staying in this house. Now I need a change. So that change is actually justified when you are staying in your current house for a longer period. But imagine, my current house is just 6 months old. And I am saying, no, I don't like this house. I want to change. This is not proper, no? See, some people do that. But exemption is not for some people, no? Exemption is for general. And see, whenever law makes, they keep in mind general thing. In general, a person will feel like changing the house when his existing house is very old. See, I am also staying in one house. Since so many years I am staying in my house. I will feel like change after a long time. But a house is purchased recently. Within 6-7 months only I am saying, no, I want to change, I want to change. So that doesn't seem justified. Yes, that person might have some reason to change. But law is not for that person. Law is in general. So that's why law has made it very clear. Those who are selling their existing house and the existing house is long term, then only exemption will be given for the change of house. In short, just remember, exemption is only for long term gain. Then there is a lock-in period. What is this LIP? Lock-in period means new house you cannot sell for 3 years. See, I sold my existing house, I purchased a new house. Now this new house, whenever I purchase, from that day till 3 years I cannot sell it. Because see, nowadays people misuse exemption of 54. See, misuse means what? Actually, section was started with what intention? Those who want to change their house, government wanted to support them. But that support is meant for genuine changer of the house. But some people, they don't want to change the house. They have got extra houses, they want to sell and make the profit. But still, to save the tax, you know what they do? Even if they don't need the new house, they will purposely buy a new house so that they get the exemption. But they are not genuine changers. The exemption is for the people who genuinely want to change their current house to the new house. And if you are really genuine, after shifting to the new house, you will never think of selling the new house. Never means at least for some time you will not think of selling. See, today I also shift from my old house to new house. I will not think of selling the new house. Exceptionally it might happen, but generally once I shift to a new house, I will keep the new house with me. But because I am a genuine changer, na? But some people, they are actually not genuine changer. They have got extra houses. They actually want to sell and make profit. But then making profit will create tax liability. So what cheating they do? Even if they don't need a new house, they will buy just for the sake of it. So that at least they will get the exemption. And later on they will sell. So for such people, law says, please don't misuse this section. If you purchase a new house, make sure you keep the new house with you only for minimum 3 years. You know how to calculate 3 years? Some students calculate from here only. See, in the drawing the time of 1 year, 2 year and 3 years, this was time for buying the new house. Now I am taking it further. After buying, whenever you buy from that day, for next 3 years you cannot sell. See, please don't mix up. Once again some time is coming. Already I said 1 year, 2 year, 3 year. Now again in lock-in period 3 years. But tell me what is the difference? This 1 year, 2 year and 3 years is what? This is for buying the new house. Now my example is going ahead. I bought, new house is bought. But whenever I bought from that date till 3 years I cannot sell. So tell me, is it possible some people buy the new house on this date? See this on the screen what I am doing. So if you bought the new house on this date, from this date for 3 years you cannot sell. And if I purchase the new house on this date, then from this date for 3 years I cannot sell. If I purchase the new house on this date, then from this date for 3 years I cannot sell. Short is simple, but sometimes students don't pay attention, so they start making silly mistake and there becomes a mess in the mind. Because already some time limits have come. Now there are so many sections, every section there will be time limit. So be careful in remembering every time limit. So tell me how to measure this 3 years? From the date when you purchase the new property. So whenever you purchase the new property, from that day for next 3 years you are not allowed to sell it. What if you sell it? So naturally you will say exemption will be withdrawn, right? But your exemption is withdrawn in a unique style. What is that unique style? I will not convey orally. I will directly solve one question in front of you. With questions, with figures, it will be simple for me to convince you. To explain what? Consequence of selling the new house within 3 years. You rightly said exemption will be withdrawn. But what I want to explain is how it will be withdrawn. There is some unique style of withdrawing the exemption. That's what I want to discuss. So do one thing. In your book, there is one question 8. Take out question 8. This question will solve right now. So see, question number 8. Mr. X purchased a flat in Mumbai on 14th July 2006 for 3,50,000. So what is 3,50,000? This is the cost of acquisition. I call it as Kawwa. Then the flat was sold on 7th June 24 What is this? This is the transfer date. And in every question of capital gain, you should note the transfer date. And just check, is the transfer before 23rd July 24 or afterwards? It's before, so you will do indexation everything, huh? And what is this? 30 lakhs sale price. This will come in FEOC. Then see what was given. On 24th July 25, he purchased another flat. Tell me why I am reading this so sensitively. He purchased another flat. This is a sign of section 54. See, right now I am doing 54. You know it is 54 only. But in exam, they will not announce and give the sum, na? So how will you come to know it's a question on 54? These words were important. He purchased another flat. Means you should connect that after selling the flat, he is buying another flat. So whenever house to house, 54. Now tell me, when did he buy the new house? Please tell me. 24th July. So you know, now I will check. If the person has directly purchased the house, it should be before the due date. And if you deposit and then purchase, then you have got ample time. So here he has deposited or directly purchased. Directly purchased. So it has to be before due date. So let me check, is it before the due date? See my drawing. What is the due date of filing return? 31st of July 25. And when did he buy? Before only. It was on 24th July 25. So it is before the due date. Okay. And see, in the question which you are solving, in this question also, the transfer has took place on 7 June 24. Notice that. Notice. When did you sell your old house? 7 June 24. See. So I can use this same drawing to explain the sum. So I should check that the house should be purchased before the due date. And what is the price of the new house? 32 lakhs. Tell me, give me one good name for 32 lakhs. CNA. See, let me tell you, in this 54 section, CNA is the hero. In the picture of section 54 section, who is the main hero? CNA. I will use short form, but actually it is what? Cost of new asset. Why I am calling this as a hero? Because that gives me exemption. See, what is the formula for exemption? TG or CNA, whichever is less. And exemption is the main hero thing here. So you as soon as you see the cost of new asset, immediately write in the sum CNA. Then compute the amount of capital gains. Don't read the next sentence. Please don't read. First, let me do the basic computation. Okay. So see, just wait and watch. Look at the screen. You just tell me orally what will I do. First, I will write the heading computation of capital gains. Why I have written old residential house? Because the old one is sold. Who you have purchased. And computation is for purchasing or sale. Sale. So what is sold old house? So tell me how it will start. Tell me fast. Give me the amount also. FEOC 30 lakhs. Sale price given in the question. Then transfer expense not there. Net consideration same. After this, check, is it short term or long term? Because if it is long term, I will write indexation. And I will write, because here transfer has happened before 23rd July. So I will do indexation. And it is long term only. See, 2006 you bought the property, 24 you are selling, is long. So I will write indexed cost. And what is the formula for indexed cost? Cost into index upon index, upper transfer, niche purchase. So what is the cost? Here, cost given in the question is 3,50,000 is the cost. Then into index upon index, upper transfer, niche purchase. So in the numerator, I have taken index for year of transfer, denominator year of purchase. This you can take. So this gives me what? Indexed Kawa. And then what is your Latak G? 1958,607. There is no improvement given in the question. Why did I write gross Latak G? Because exemption is there. See, whenever you are solving this sum on exemption, have the habit of writing gross Latak G. Now, what will I write? Look, exemption under section 54. What is the formula? Formula I told you, na? See the formula, capital gain or CNA slash deposit, whichever is less. So see this formula I have written here, look, capital gain and CNA slash deposit. I have written deposit, then I have cancelled also. I have written because it's a formula to write, na? But in the question there is no deposit. What was the CNA? 32 lakhs, cost of new asset. That was given in the question, na? Then whichever is less? 1958,607. So what is the answer? 0. Means I have become fully exempt. And obviously I will be fully exempt because I made gain of 19 lakh something and I have invested fully in the new house. You know, new house is for 32 lakhs. So this capital gains is entirely invested, so fully exempt. Now look here, look. What is 32 lakhs cost of the new house? This house you have to swear that you will not sell for 3 years. 3 years is from date of purchase of the new house. So check in the question, when did I buy the new house? See, new house was purchased on 24 July 25. So from here till 23rd July 28, I am not allowed to sell. This is lock-in period. How did I calculate 23rd July 28? 3 years. 3 years is from the date of purchase of the new house. So see in the question I have shown here, look. See this is my new house, which I purchased on 24 July. I cannot sell till 23rd July 28. But see in the question what they have written. Read this last line. What will be your answer if the Delhi flat is the new flat, is sold? Sold when? 9th June 26. Means you purchased in 25, 26 you sold also. Roundabout in 1 year only you sold. In fact, you cannot sell till 3 years. So you have maintained the lock-in period or you have broken the lock-in period. You have broken. So what will happen? Exemption will be withdrawn. But do you know how it will be withdrawn? Look now. He will be charged to 2 capital gains. Why 2 capital gains? One for the sale of the new house. You don't forget, in your mistake you sold something. And for sale of house, anyways capital gain will arise. Come on. See, I want to justify that there will be 2 capital gains. Why? One is for the sale of the new house. See, new house, whether you sell within 3 years, after 3 years, whenever you sale will always give rise to capital gains. And because you sold within 3 years, your old exemption will also be withdrawn. See here, how much exemption you claimed earlier? 19,58,607. This exemption will be withdrawn. Plus, you have sold a new house. So, new house will create a new capital gain. So, do you agree there will be two capital gains? So, see how it will be done. Look here. I have written here, why computation I am doing? Because in the question what they are saying, what will be your answer if the Delhi flat is sold? And when you sell the flat, computation has to be done. When did you sell? 9 June 26. So when will computation happen? 26-27. So look, in 26-27, this computation will happen. Tell me, you will start with what? Tell me the figures. FEOC. FEOC will be the selling price of the new house. That is 42 lakhs. So check the answer. 42 lakhs will be the FEOC. Net consideration same. Now, this is short term or long term? Why? See, look. You purchased the new house on 24 July 25. When did you sell? 9th June 26. Is not even 1 year. And houses are long after 2 years. So here 2 years have not passed. Is less than that, so it will be short term. And for short term, what do you write? Plain cost. And what is the plain cost? 32 lakhs. So that 32 lakhs will come. What is my capital gain? 10 lakhs. And that is the short term gain. But see, still I have not withdrawn the exemption. See, this capital gains will anyways come because they are selling the house. So that sale will result in capital gain. But since you sold within 3 years lock-in period, this exemption will be withdrawn. So see, I have written here, look, can you see on the screen? This exemption was for Latak Ji. Anyway, section 54 is for Latak Ji only. I told you. Exemption for 54 is for Latak Ji only na. So this Latak Ji exemption of 1958 will be withdrawn. So in this year, my total capital gains will be what? 29,58,607. And what is the breakup? 10 lakhs is gain from the sale of the new house, and 19 lakhs is the old capital gain which was exempted. Now it will be taxed. This is correct, but this is wrong. This way, if you solve in the exam, you know what will you get in exam? 0. Now see, although this is wrong, but still I wanted to solve like this, because see, generally anyone would think the computation should be like this only, but because of some special wordings in the law, this is becoming wrong. And imagine if that special wordings which I am saying, if those wordings were not there in the act, then this was absolutely right. But here it is wrong. You know why? Look, see the special wordings in the law. You know what law says? Listen to this carefully now. If you sell the new house within 3 years, we will cut the cost of the new house. And when your cost will be cut, your cost will become chota. And when your cost becomes chota, chota means small, your gain will become big. This way you will be punished. The idea is to punish for your mistake. What is your mistake? That you broke the lock-in period. But the style of punishing is what you know. Government has threatened you that if you dare to sell the new house within 3 years, we will cut the cost of the new house. And you know, when the cost is cut, the cost will shrink. So that will result in what? If your cost becomes chota, your gain will become mota. Mota means big. So your tax will increase that way. This is written in the act. And you know why? I will tell you. First, let me show you. As per act, my computation will be like this. Look, this is the right method. Why I will tell you, but look at the calculation first. FEOC 42 lakhs. What is this? Selling price of the new house. I want you to focus on this part. How I have written the cost. That's what I said right now, na? That if you sell the new house within 3 years, we will cut the cost of the new house. Tell me, what is the cost of the new house? 32 lakhs. So government will cut the cost. Cut how much? To the extent you took the exemption. The government is angry with that exemption you took falsely. So that exemption government wants to cut it from your cost. So what is the reduced cost? 32 lakhs minus 1958,607. The cost after cutting will become 12,41,393. Are you noticing the cost has shrunk? So because of that, your gain has become big. So what is the gain? 29,58,607. But wait, I am getting the same answer. The thing which I said wrong, there also the answer was same. So what was wrong there? What is the difference? See, in the working which I have done below, everything is taxed as short term. Because in the computation, you cut the cost and the resulting gain was short. So it came like short. But in the wrong working, what is the thing? Notice the wrong working. Only 10 lakhs will be short term. Means actually from the new house, the pure gain is 10 lakhs only. Why? The house had cost me 32 lakhs. I have sold for 42. So actually the pure gain 10 lakhs will be taxed as short. And the old exemption which was exempt as long remains long only. In the first working, are you noticing? 10 lakhs is short, 19 lakhs is long. Why was 19 lakhs long? Because it was exempt previously as long, so now it will be taxed as long. So although figure wise it looks like the answer is same, but it is not same na, because the tax rate on long and short will be different. And all this is happening in future. And in future, what is the rate of tax on long term? 12.5%. And short term is taxed at regular rates. People like us pay slab rates. Okay. But in the working below, everything is becoming short. So tell me, which is more punishing? This second working. The above working is smooth. At least little bit long, little bit short. Long will be taxed at a lower rate. But the second working which are done, this is more cursing, more punishing, because your everything is becoming short. And government wanted to punish you more. That's why government said that if you sell the new house within 3 years, we will not withdraw the exemption separately. If exemption is withdrawn separately, then if it was exempt as long, it will be taxed as long only. So government says we will not withdraw the exemption separately. We'll adjust the exemption in the cost. And government has got a basis for doing that. Huh? See, government says what? Cost gave you exemption. So that's why exemption will be adjusted in the cost. Why did I say cost gave you exemption? Tell me, you get exemption. Why? Because you are incurring cost on the new house. So earlier cost was angel for you. Now cost has become devil for you. See why it was angel? See, go back in past. In past, when I incurred the cost of 32 lakhs, it become like an angel. Yes, because of 32 lakhs of cost, my capital gain became fully exempt. So cost was an angel. But now that cost you misused. You incurred cost of 32 lakhs. From that you used 19,58,607, which government feels it's a misuse because you broke the promise. So out of 32 lakhs, 19 lakhs will cancel. So that same cost which was an angel for you, it will become devil for you. Why devil? Because if cost becomes chota, my gain becomes big. So this is some unique thing. That's why I said that to explain this lock-in period, I will have to take a sum. Because without sum, I cannot explain it properly. No? So conclusion is what? Tell me. If within the lock-in period of 3 years, if you sell the new house, what will happen? In the computation of the sale of new house, you will cut the cost. How much you will cut? By the amount of exemption which you claimed earlier. But yes, but then don't conclude that it will be always short term. In my example, here it is short. Tell me, this could have been long also or not? Lock-in period is 3 years, na? And houses can become long after 2 years only. So look, here my lock-in period is measure from 24 July 25 to 28. See, in the given question, I sold in 1 year only. What if I sell the asset after 2.5 years? 2.5 years means long. Still I am breaking the lock-in period because lock-in period is 3 years. But if I sell in 2.5 years, at least the gain will be called as long. Then what will be the change? The final answer will be long. And indexation anyways it will not happen in future. Don't forget, this is working which will happen in future. The new house you are selling in future, the forthcoming 3 years. And in future, as you know, there is no indexation. So my working will remain same, but this Satakji will be Latakji. If I would have sold in 2.5 years something. See here, one more thing. Can you see the above working which I have done wrong? Why did I do this wrong working? Because see, in some sections, this approach will be followed for withdrawing the exemption. There are, look, there are 8 sections under 54 family, okay? And in this 8, there are 3 sections where you will follow the above approach. You know, this above approach I will call as full cost approach. Full cost means don't cut the cost. Keep the cost full. See, I have written also, look here. Full cost approach. So see, although in this question this is cancelled as wrong, but in this question we have got family of 8 sections, and in those 8 sections, 3 sections I will tell you, there we will have to follow full cost approach, and exemption will be separately withdrawn. Tell me, this method is called what? Reduced cost approach. Notice the word full and reduced. Because see, I will communicate like this only. So you should understand my communication. So whenever I say full cost approach, means the first method, which is wrong in this section, but later on in 3 sections, you will have to follow full cost approach. And obviously, when those 3 sections will come, I will explain the logic. And I will give you one good trick in logic where you will not have to by heart. Your brain will automatically work that when to follow full cost approach and when to follow reduced cost approach. I have got one good technique, but right now I cannot talk. Only when that full cost approach become relevant, in those sections I will talk. See, her doubt is what law says you cannot sell the new house within 3 years. So she is saying what see, sir, I didn't want to sell the house in 3 years, but it was compulsorily acquired by the government. Then what to do? Because in compulsory acquisition I don't have a choice. I didn't sell voluntarily. Government took away in 3 years lock-in period. Till the consequence will be same. Now you will say, but sir, it is not our fault. Because I didn't want to sell for 3 years. I am a good boy. I promised government that I will not sell for 3 years. I will not sell. But what to do? Government only took away. So see, this is a very rare thing. Firstly, see, the houses in which you stay, it's rare means next to impossible that government will take away. Compulsory acquisitions are done in real life, but it is done carefully. Government will never disturb the people who stay in a house. So generally your residential house will not be compulsorily acquired. But still, if someone says by chance, if it happens then, so that's by chance, na? And law is not for that by chance situation. Law is in general. And in general, the law has been very strict that within 3 years, if that house is transferred, whether you voluntarily sell or it is compulsorily taken away, the consequence will be the same. Okay. Because see, in the act, you know what they have written? For 3 years, you cannot transfer the new house. And transfer means sarak. Sarak too. Anything from sarak should not happen in 3 years. If anything happens from sarak in 3 years lock-in period, this consequence will take place. Means your cost will be reduced by the exemption claimed earlier. If in this 3 years lock-in period, I give the house, that is allowed because see, gift is covered in section 47. And section 47, what is the exact title of that section? Transactions not regarded as transfer. So that means if anything from 47 happens, I will say they are transactions not regarded as transfer. So if within that lock-in period of 3 years, if you gift, remember that 47 list, anything from 47 happens, it's okay. Because I told you as exempt transfer in my notes 47, but in the bare act, what is the title of 47? Transactions which are not regarded as transfer. Means they are not regarded as transfer. So if anything from 47 happens within 3 years, it is not regarded as transfer. So I have not broken the law. What law says you cannot transfer within 3 years? And transfer means you cannot do anything from sarak. Anyways, it was just a doubt, that's why I discussed. In some, generally they say, he has sold the house in 3 years, what will happen? So they will talk about sale only. So this is question 8, okay. One more point in 54, try this. I sold my existing house for 70 crores. Cost was 40 crores, I made a gain of 30 crores. This is my old house. Then I purchased a new house for 18 crores. So how will you calculate now exemption? Gross means I have to take exemption. Huh? So tell me the formula. Capital gains or CNA slash deposit, whichever is less. Substitute the figures. Capital gains is 30 crores. And what is the cost of new asset? Can you see 18 crores here? So whichever is less is 18 crores. Okay. But this will be wrong. Because there is one more rule. The cost of the new house should not exceed 10 crores. There is a limit. Maximum cost to be incurred in the new house is 10 crores. You might be rich, you buy a bungalow for 100 crores. But for exemption, it will be restricted to 10 crores. 10 crores you have to buy heart. This is not latest amendment. This came in 23 budget. For us, latest means 24 budget. Now 25 budget has also come. But 25 budget is for the students of May 26 and November 26. You are students of May 25 or November 25. For you, the latest budget is budget 24. And this amendment didn't come in budget 24. This came in budget 23. But whatever, this is a rule that maximum cost incurred in the house should be 10 crores. So if you have incurred 18 crores, then it will be restricted. See, I am restricting. Look here. Cancel 18. Restrict to 10. And then whichever is less will be 10 crores. Final answer will be 20 crores. In short, see, the cost only you will restrict. In the question, they will give cost of 55 crores, 60 crores. Big cost they will give. So you curtail the cost only. Take the restricted cost of 10 crores. You know why this limit government has put? Because there are many rich people. They sell their bungalow. And then after that they buy a new bungalow. And the new bungalow might have cost 75 crores, 95 crores. So such a big investment you make and you get big capital gain exempt. So government says this much we cannot afford to give. Maximum limit of the exemption will be 10 crores. Because if rich people, they sell their bungalow and they buy another bungalow and they become fully exempt. So how will government get tax? The government is trying to help middle class people, lower class people in the change of the house. Even rich people can take. But here you are super rich. You are buying the new house for 18 crores, 90 crores, 20 crores. So such a huge amount of investment you do. But we will curtail the exemption. So this was the last point in section 54. This completes section 54. 54B is ditto same. What is the only change? Look, instead of selling house and buying house, now it is sell agriculture land, purchase agriculture land. Only thing the asset is changing, all the provisions are mostly the same. See here, look. I am starting new section, section 54B. Read this section. Exemption for urban agriculture land. You know why I have written urban agriculture land? Because see, if agriculture land is in rural area, see actually this oval shape is what this is a drawing of land. So if the agriculture land is in rural area, it is not regarded as capital asset. Remember Mrs. GS? In Mrs. GS, what was our rural agriculture land in India? So that is not regarded as a capital asset. So capital gains will not come only. So for this there is no 54B. See what is the nature of 54? First computation will be done later on exam. But for rural computation not done only. So 54 has no role to play. But if it is an urban agriculture land, look, then you will make the computation. We have already done the computation. But this computation will become exempt provided you purchase a new agriculture land either in rural area, urban area, anywhere you buy. See here it doesn't matter rural urban because you are purchasing na. On purchase gains are not computed. See the one which you sold, that should not be rural, because if rural sold, capital gain is not computed only, and we want computation should happen. And computation should happen. For that, it should be urban land. Then only computation will happen. And then later it will become exempt, provided you purchase a new agriculture land, whether in urban or rural area. Formula is same. What is the formula? Capital gain of CNS slash deposit, whichever is lower. Now, what is the logic of this section? You know, what was the logic of the last section? Changing the house is a necessity, and government wanted to support people of India in the change of the house. What government said? Whenever you think of changing your house, don't worry, our tax will not be hurdle. You freely change the house, we will support you. That was the logic. Here government is trying to support farmers, the change of agriculture land, because changing agriculture land is also a necessity. You know why? Because many times, you know, the agriculture land which you have purchased, it is unproductive, it's not fertile. See, why does a farmer purchase agriculture land? To do agricultural operations. But sometimes the land quality is third class. The land is totally unproductive. Even if there is good rains, even if farmer is putting his hard work, but there is no agricultural production because the land is not fertile. So this is the bad luck of a farmer. So tell me, what will such farmer do? He will have to change the land, because he cannot bang his head on a land which is unproductive. So see, generally farmers face this issue on a regular basis, because see, when you purchase an agriculture land, you don't know how it will be. Performance can be judged only when you actually start trying agriculture, because every land looks same. So many times, you know, farmer, if they buy 10 lands, at least 5 to 6 lands are hopeless only. See, they keep purchasing agricultural land, but when they purchase, they are very excited. Yes, I will do agriculture, I will do agriculture. But later they realize the land is unproductive, and for unproductive land, what is the option? Change it. And for changing the agriculture land, government says, don't worry, we will support you. Because we understand in the field of agriculture, farmers have to frequently change their agriculture land because of the unproductive of the land. So to support them, section is 54B. You know how to remember this section? B for barren land. What do you mean by barren land? Land is called barren land, you know, when it is unproductive, not fertile. See, in my Hindi batch, what I say? Banjar zameen. See this word, banjar. If you know Hindi, you can remember B for banjar zameen. Banjar means unproductive, and in sophisticated English we call it as barren land. Anything that B is giving us a clue. One thing is sure, that you have to purchase a new agriculture land. When to purchase? Up to the due date of the filing return you should purchase. And if you say no, I cannot purchase in so much of haste, I want to purchase at my own sweet time, then what law says? If you are not able to purchase up to the due date, deposit in capital gains account scheme, and then you have got ample time. Ample means how much? 2 years from transfer date. In short, this is the same story. Only thing is, in the last section it was 1 before, 2 after, 3 after. Here it is just 2 after. Because in agriculture land there cannot be construction, na? So you have to purchase only, and the time is 2 years. And option of before is not there. You have to purchase afterwards only, okay? See, the agriculture land which you are selling, there is a condition. You should have done agriculture in that land for minimum 2 years. Either you or your parents. What is the logic of this condition? Then only you can claim, na, the land is hopeless. Here what farmer is saying, this agriculture land is unproductive, not fertile, totally useless, hopeless land. Tell me, when can you judge? Only when you have tried to at least try agriculture for 2 years. Whether you do or your parents do, someone should have done agriculture. And then if you say it's a hopeless land, then you change, we support you. That means, see, if the farmer says This agriculture land he purchased just 2 months back, just 2 months back. And he's saying it is hopeless land, it's unproductive. See, it is wrong. Within 2 months, you cannot judge the performance of the land. To judge the performance of the land, at least you should have done agriculture for minimum 2 years. And then if you say the land is hopeless, I want to change the land, then government says, okay, Baba, change the land, we will support you. So in short, what condition you remember? The land which is sold, minimum 2 years agriculture should have happened either by assessee or his parents. But see, if the agriculture land was used for agriculture for minimum 2 years, it will become long term, na? Tell me, if on this land government says you should have done agriculture for minimum 2 years. So tell me, if minimum 2 years agriculture I am doing, that means I am holding the land for more than 2 years. So it should be long term, na? But in the law there is a mistake. Mistake is not on my iPad, huh? The act only there is a mistake. In the act they are saying exemption is for short, long, both. Maybe there is a printing error in the law. But it is erroneous. Because see, how can it be short term? On one hand, the law says the agriculture land should have been used for agriculture for minimum 2 years, either by assessee or his parents. That means for 2 years when you use for agriculture, so land has become long. But in the act, if you see, they have written exemption is for short, long, both. Anyways, we cannot rectify the mistake of the law. You just remember short, long, both. Practically in the sums which we solve, it will be long only. So this is the error. Now, take out question 9. Question 9, what is given? Mr. X purchase agriculture land in Chennai. Chennai means urban area. Means the existing land which they are talking about is urban. Huh? And in 54B, what we want? It should be urban agriculture land sold. So notice one thing, that it is in Chennai and it was purchased on 1st June 2012 for 2 lakhs. So what is 2 lakhs? Cost of acquisition. Then this land was sold on 7th July 24. This is the transfer date. And every question you should check, transfer is before 23rd July or after. Here it is before. So indexation will be done. And what is 24,50,000? Sale price. This will come in FVOC. Full value consideration. Then read. On 30th July 25, he purchased another agriculture land in urban area. Tell me, this is a sign of what? 54B. Because after selling agriculture land, if you purchase another agriculture land, so it is section 54B. Now answer few things. Look, where is the new agriculture land? Urban area. Is it allowed? Yes. The new land can be in urban, rural, anywhere. And did you directly purchase or deposit and purchase? Why I am asking this? Because if you directly purchase, you have to purchase before the due date of filing return. If you deposit and purchase, you deposit up to due date and then you have ample time to purchase. So here it is not deposit and purchase, direct purchase. So it should be before due date. So check. When did you purchase? 30th July 25. Yes, it is before the due date. See, it will be always before the due date, but it is our duty to check, na? So see, here our due date of filing return is 31st July 25 and we have purchased before only. So good, no need to deposit if you purchase before. And what is 26 lakhs? Please give one good name to 26 lakhs. CNA. Remember I told you that in the family of 54, who is the main hero? CNA, cost of new asset. Then compute the amount of capital gains. Don't read further sentences. Please don't read. First let us do the basic computation, okay? So I am just showing you the computation. You just wait and watch. First, look at the title. Is it proper? Computation of capital gains for old agricultural land. Because old is the one which is sold. Na? What will come first? You are not writing, but just tell me orally. Na? FEOC will be sale price 24,50,000. Less transfer expense, not the net consideration, same. Now, will you do indexation? Yes, because the transfer is before 23rd July. So, indexation will be done. What is the formula? Cost into index upon index, upper transfer, niche purchase. So, see, cost was given as 2 lakhs. See, cost was 2 lakhs. Then into index upon index, all that indexation is done. Now, what is the gross Latak ji? 20 lakhs 87,000. Why I have written gross? Because we will take exemption. Exemption for what? For purchasing new agricultural land. Under which section? 34B. What is the formula? Capital gains or CNA, which is less. Your capital gains is 2087. And what is the CNA? 26 lakh. That was there in the question, correct? 26 lakhs. And then which is less? 20 lakh 87,000. So your answer will be nil. Okay, now this 26 lakhs is what? Cost of the new land. Here you have to swear that I swear I will not sell this land for 3 years. Lock-in period. See, the lock-in period is 3 years. You cannot sell this land for 3 years. 3 years from the date of its purchase. See, depending upon when did you buy the new land. From that day, see, lock-in period is on the new asset now. So it depends upon the purchase of new asset date. So tell me in the question, when did you buy the new agricultural land? 30th July 25. So from here the lock-in period starts. So when will it expire? 29 July 28. Till 29 July 28 you cannot sell. But see what blunder he did. Read this line. Read this. What is written? What will be your answer if the new land is sold on 14th September 26? Till 26. Our lock-in period will run till 28. And in 26 only you sold. So did you maintain the lock-in period or you have broken the lock-in period? You have broken. So see, here I have shown with the drawing. See, lock-in period starts from the date of purchase of the new asset. And it runs till 3 years. And in between only, see, on 14th September 25, you have broken. So on this date, you have sold. So it is before the lock-in period, okay. So what will be the consequence? The cost of the new land will be cut. And if the cost is cut, it will shrink, it will become shorter, and your resulting gain will become motor. Same thing which I explained in last section, you have to do the same. So see, here on the right hand side, what you will observe, tell me, computation. Computation for what? For selling the new land. See, don't forget in the question what they are saying. Read this part. What will be your answer if the new land is sold? And obviously if the new land is sold, computation will happen. And in the computation, cost will be cut. So why computation? Because the new land is sold. So see what I have written here, computation of capital gains on sale of new urban land. New one was urban, huh? So see the calculation. You agree with this computation? What is 40 lakhs? This is a price at which, read this, the new land is sold for 40 lakhs. So that sale price will be FEOC, correct? And then cost, I have done reduced cost approach. What is the original cost of the land? 26 lakhs. But I have reduced it by the amount of exemption claimed earlier. So my cost has become shorter, the gain has become motor. This is correct. Till here you felt it is pure repetition of last sum. Now see one good point in this question. I am taking this sum specially for this point. What will be your answer if the new agricultural land was in rural area and then it was sold for 40 lakhs? See, in the original question, look, the new land was in urban area. And if you sell within 3 years, In the computation, cost will be cut, reduced cost, okay? But now what is the change? That if instead of urban area, the new land was in rural area and then it is sold within the lock-in period. The date of sale is kept same, 14 September 26. See what they are saying? Lock-in period is broken, but the original new land was rural. Then what will be your answer? Earlier it was urban. Now the change is, what if it is rural? So see the way I am answering. Look, even if the new land is rural, exemption is still allowed. Because as per law, the new land can mean urban, rural, any place. So first I should answer like this. Even if the new land is in rural area, exemption will still be allowed. But if this new rural land is sold within 3 years lock-in period, computation will not happen. So rural agriculture land is not a capital asset. You remember this? See, I think you have forgotten. Look, the basics I told you or not. Rural agriculture land in India. This is not a capital asset. Capital gains will not be computed. So see, here assessee got saved. Even though he sells the land within 3 years, government will not be able to punish him. Because what is the style of punishment? In the computation, cut the cost. In the computation, okay, in the computation. But if the computation will not happen, then no cutting of the cost. His exemption cannot be withdrawn. This is a loophole in the law. The government should not have kept withdrawal of exemption connected with the computation. What the law should have been, this computation should be kept separate and exemption should be separately withdrawn. I mean, this is a suggestion, but actually in the act, what is the rule saying? That in your computation of new land, cost will be reduced, but in the computation, so what if the computation only doesn't happen? So exemption will not be withdrawn. So see, your answer should be, if the new agriculture land was in rural area, exemption will be allowed. But if that land is sold within the lock-in period of 3 years, exemption cannot be withdrawn because computation will not happen on sale of rural agriculture land. The law goes as per the wordings. In the law they have written, if the new land is sold, we will reduce the cost in the computation. So they have to stick to the words. They will reduce the cost in the computation. So now I will happily say, there is no computation. So what will you do? So even if you tell government, they will not be able to do anything. You tell them, I have sold the land. What will you do? They cannot do because they are helpless. See, if exemption was separately withdrawn without reducing from the cost, if it was separately withdrawn, then government could have independently withdrawn the exemption irrespective of whether computation happens or not. But here in the computation only exemption gets withdrawn. So that's why we are saved. Okay. We are saved means even though you did the mistake of selling the land within 3 years, exemption government is not able to withdraw. This was section what? 54B. Look at this table. What is the summary of 54B? Section is 54B. What you are selling? Agriculture land in urban area, which is used for minimum 2 years for agriculture either by assessee or his parents. And what you are buying is a new agriculture land either in rural or urban area within 2 years time, 2 after. Scheme of deposit same, amount of exemption same, lock-in period same, eligible assessee same, individual HUF.